Hi, David Odell here with OdellCompleteConcrete. This is the first day on the job. They started this particular project a little bit and they got some of the sod removed, and then they called me. So what we're going to do is finish it up. It's a real small little addition to the patio. We're going to add an additional brick ribbon on this outer edge along the lawn, just to kind of simulate what they have existing, so it doesn't look really like an add-on, kind of match what's going on here. So as we're digging it out, we got some roots. We found a drain, which is nice, so we can slope the concrete to that area drain location. We'll just have to adjust the height of it, of course. And then we found a few sprinklers as well in here that we had to cap off, and we pressure tested everything to make sure the caps were secure. And we had to do a little major rerouting over here because we had a T which went to an area that was pointless because it was in an area we're going to have concrete, so we had to eliminate the T completely and just 90 it, in other words. Now we're going to do this in two parts. We're going to do the brick border, and then we're going to go ahead and do the infill, the field of the patio. And here we are doing the brick outskirts, so we've got a brick here that matches the existing brick. We've got one piece of number 3 rebar underneath the brick, and we've got about 3 inches of concrete. This is all bag mix in a little portable mixer that we use. What I don't want to happen is this brick to separate from the patio, so I really want it to be as one piece. So you can see those dowels I'm sticking out of the footing underneath the brick. That will adjoin to the actual patio itself when I pour that. That way when there's movement, it all moves as one. Movement can be caused by a lot of things. It could be expansive soil, it could be earthquakes, it could be a sprinkler line overwatering, swelling of the soil, or it could be water pressure. So when you get the dowels coming out of the brick ribbon, then you dowel out from the existing patio, that keeps everything as one piece. Now we have a mixer going in the front yard off of my trailer. We're mixing it up. They're bringing it back here, dumping it. I'm spreading it, and I'm laying it down. Now we found another actual drain line that they didn't even know that they had, and it was in the middle area. And we're gonna leave that, even though water won't drain to that center drain. It's a nice vent for drainage, as well as an access point for if you ever have to snake the drain line or run a hose through it to clean the drain line out. The more the merrier for access points on a drain system. Now we had a couple extra pieces of rebar. We just dropped them in there, you know. It wasn't called for on something this small, because you know, something this when you get into anything below 12 by 12s, you can lift the entire thing up with a tractor or a crane, whatever, from one point, and it'll all lift as one. So you don't need steel or reinforcement, although we did go with fiber mesh reinforcement, and that's more of just a shrinkage type reinforcement for shrinkage cracks. It's not really a structural thing like steel would be. Now we're doing some salt finish here because that's what the existing driveway had. This is salt rock you'd commonly use for a water softener. There's many types of rock salt in shapes and sizes, and this one is the one that they used for the existing, so that's what we're going with. Now we trowel it out, we throw it on there randomly, and then slightly tap it in with a trowel. You can also use a linoleum roller on that when it gets hard enough. They make specific salt rollers for the concrete like that, but we just tap it in on a small area like that because you know you can reach it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a good day.